the Hey Sister podcast, where sisters share real opinions and have honest conversations about life, growth, and everything in between. Hey sisters, how y'all doing?
Hey, sister.
Well, as usual, before we get started, let's do a little check-in. How is everyone feeling?
Okay, I am feeling overwhelmed. Why? Because life is overwhelming. And I just feel like every day is something new. Some new thing about, something that's gonna change, something. And I'm just like, whew. And yeah, that's about it.
I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. I just got back from vacation in Brazil with my best friend. So I'm feeling like really thankful that I got to experience the culture in Rio. But then I got back and I said, oh, life is real again. That was just vacation. So trying to get back into the groove of things.
Having to reset after vacation is the worst feeling.
It really is.
I may use the same word, but I am about to go on vacation tomorrow. I have nothing packed. I don't have a suitcase out. I have 3 more final projects to do before I can even do that. I got to figure all that out within 24 hours. So I think it'll be good, but I'm very overwhelmed.
I'm feeling actually kind of inspired today. So today was LA Marathon Day. And I don't know, I feel like the city marathon days are just like so electric. You can like feel the energy everywhere. It's like I went to go support one of my friends who was running it, and there were just so many strangers who like I started cheering when she walked by or ran by me, and then everyone around me started cheering too. I was like, you don't even know her for real. But it was one of those things that was like really cool because I don't know, it was like the whole city just comes together to watch people do like a really hard thing. So yeah, I don't know. It always makes me think like maybe one day I'll run a marathon, and then I'm like, let's be serious. I'm not gonna do that, but we'll see.
I mean, you ran a half one, right?
Yeah, but I always told myself that like a half was enough. 13 miles is a lot. And I feel like once I got to like mile 8 of the half marathon, I was like, all right, we can like wrap this up. This was cute. like this is cute, but it's a little too much.
I can't do 8 miles, so that's impressive.
It's just like a whole like 6 hours worth of running that like, I mean, depending on how fast you go, but like 4 to 6 hours worth of running, it just feels like a touch too much. Well, we'll go ahead and hop into this week's episode. This is a Faith production, so do you want to kick us off?
Okay, yes. So today we're going to talk about all things Hanifa. So let me give y'all a little, I'm sure our listeners know, or they may not know about the brand, but I'll give a little description about Hanifa and her origin story. So Hanifa is a contemporary luxury fashion brand known for its bold silhouettes, rich textures, and celebration of femininity. Founded by Anifa M, the brand gained global attention for blending modern design with cultural storytelling. Anifa made history with Hanifa's groundbreaking 3D digital runway show in 2020. And that went viral, which was like the first time I saw the brand. I know the brand's been out for like, I think 10 years at this point. But in 2020, she kind of gained like a lot of notoriety, pretty much because, you know, we're all in the house, COVID, everything. And for the fashion shows, clearly they couldn't do them in person. So she had kind of like a digital fashion show, but it was actually like super cool because the outfits didn't have like a typical like person. It was just like the outfits walking themselves, and it was just like super cool. And I remember being like, oh, it's such a cool brand. And that's pretty much how I was introduced to her. But yeah, so since then she's been highlighted as a powerful woman through her statement pieces, her inclusive representation, and innovative fashion moments. Recently, unfortunately, she's been getting a lot of backlash. So in November, you know, everyone has like their lovely Black Friday sales, and she had a Hanifa Black Friday sale, and that was what, November? It is March. And people are like just now getting their packages, and I guess there was like no communication. So, you know, usually like if something is delayed, whether she was saying like things were stuck in customs, her production couldn't keep up, and I think she had another baby. So it just seemed like a lot of factors that went into everything. But people were like, we didn't get any emails, like I've been emailing, there's like no correspondence. And I'm just like, well, she at least got an email saying it would be 3 months late or something. But she finally spoke out. She basically waited to speak out until now when she was okay, everyone has gotten their order, I will now speak out. And it's like, girl, people need these updates months ago. Because clearly if you're ordering these pieces and they're not cheap, if you're ordering these pieces, you might need them for like a wedding or like an event that's happening in like the next couple of months or next week. So people were just like super upset. So they took it to social media, of course. They were on TikTok kind of just like bashing her and the brand, just like bashing, people still, I think, really respect her and love her, but it was just like the professionalism of it all just didn't really make any sense. So she made, I feel like the announcement she made actually was like last week, but she was like, she's going to halt production until like further notice. I guess all of the other orders went out, so she's just like, okay, I need to like regroup and just figure out what's next steps for the company, which I think is a very good idea, but also, yeah, we can get into it. So we'll start. How were you guys introduced to Hanifa? Did you know about the brand before this happened? And have you ever shopped with her?
I actually, before you just went over her like bio and description, I would have said that I feel like her name just kind of like started popping up, and that's how I became aware of her. I actually forgot it was her that did the 3D runway. I forgot. I remember seeing that. I remember that so clearly. I just completely forgot that she was the one who had started that and done that for the first time. I've never shopped with her. I don't particularly go to like events that require that. I feel like I see her like on like a lot of weddings and like red carpets and stuff like that. And if you know me, I'm usually in like sweats or like a hoodie. It's just like not anything that like matches, the events that I'm going to per se. But I don't know, maybe one day if I like, am like a bridesmaid or something like that, or a wedding guest, if I feel like really, stepping out or something, it might make sense. But no, I've never shopped with her yet.
Yeah, I've known about her brand for a long time, and I've always wanted to shop there, but like Bria, I have no place where I would wear these really cute clothes. I feel like I see it on like influencers a lot too, and I'm like, that makes sense because y'all be going to events regularly, and like it's so cute. Like I feel like it's like the Black It Girl brand to wear, but I unfortunately also a little bit out of my price range as well. That is
isn't it
my limited
expensive?
It's a little expensive.
Okay.
I actually tried to shop that sale and kind of worked out that I didn't. But I tried to shop it and I was like, even on sale, it's a little bit out of my price range.
Sailing.
No, I said this is expensive.
What was the sale like? How much was off?
Not enough.
It wasn't, yeah. Like, how some be like, ooh, that's a good deal. No, it was like, oh, here's a little something, but like, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It wasn't that. And also, like, not like bash or anything, but for like the quality of clothes, like I looked at what do you call that? Not the ingredient list.
Like
but whatever the clothes were.
Material.
Yeah, like what's made of, yeah.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, for that, definitely not paying that.
Yeah. I feel like for me, I've known about the brand for a little bit. I would say also when I first found out about the brand, it was not in my price range at all. I feel like I first found out about it a little while back. I was in school. I didn't have no money to be spending. But like they were saying, like I don't have necessarily places to be wearing that. I think like they are trying to like get into like more, not more casual, but like less elevated items as well. Like I think they like have new sweatpants now. They're like a little more elevated sweatpants, but like so I'd be more open to like trying those items, but like some of their items, like you have to be going to an event. Like Amaya was saying, like an influencer type event where like you will be seen and have the money to buy this one like cute item for a one-time thing. Because like especially the items, I feel like not that you can't rewear. We support sustainability here, but some of these things, like if you take a picture in this like one of a kind shirt, you can be like, let me take another picture. Let me take another picture in the same one, especially like if you're wearing it to that type of event. So I don't have the money to be doing that.
No, I just pulled up the website and I feel like maybe I was just like not super, aware of the brand because I see what you're saying, Brooklyn. Like there are some things that like are a little bit more casual in my head, and I had never like pursued like shopping with Anifa because in my head it was just like elegant wear and dresses, and I didn't have a reason to, but like she offers more than that, and I just wasn't aware.
It used to be just like mostly dresses and like very elevated like items, but like they've started to expand. But I feel like when it first started, it was like mostly dresses for real.
Gotcha.
Let's see. So like I mentioned earlier, I was introduced to her when she did like the 2020 online 3D digital fashion show. But it was interesting because when I was like doing some research, I'm like, oh, I didn't realize this brand is like 10 plus years old, and she was kind of like we were saying, like black girl in the fashion industry, which is cool. But like her pieces are like, even like her first couple of pieces were like very custom. It was like, again, yes, you're wearing these to like big events, you want to be elegant, but it's like, yeah, am I really gonna rewear this that many times or get that many pictures in it? But I have not shopped there. I feel like I would love to shop there. Her pieces are like very cute, but the one thing I do hate is like everyone is shopping there, right? So it's like if I have this dress, I might go to this event and 5 more girls might also have this dress because we're all thinking the same. Like, oh,
Exactly.
this is the event. We gotta shop Hanifa, and then we all have on the same clothes. And I just like, I hate just having the same things as everyone else. I just want to have something people are like, that's cute. Where'd you get that from? And I'll tell you, but like, you don't have it. So I just feel like, especially seeing the things on TikTok the last couple of months. And it's interesting because I actually didn't even look at her website to see what she's offering right now. I'm going to look after this, but what people are buying online, like everyone's buying the same pieces. Like I see like a pink dress that's popular, like a purple dress that's like kind of a romper looking. So I'm like, so in my head, I didn't think she was offering that many things because everyone's buying the same 3 pieces. But it's good that she's like moving into like more casual wear because she's probably like, okay, there's not that many events the girlies are going to these days, so let me be for real and do a matching set. So kind of going back to the reason she's kind of viral right now with the situation of her Black Friday sale and like no communication with her customers, no one getting their items, and everyone pretty much getting their items like, what is that, 4 months later? So how do we feel that she just handled the situation overall? I feel like I've been seeing people talk about it for months, but then her not saying anything, or even like the company not saying anything until recently is really, of course, not a good look. But it's also just like not like really respecting your customers and like the money that they spent, because like you said, it's not cheap. So people are spending a good amount of money, and usually when you're like more of a luxury brand, you have more luxury service. So I just thought that was like disappointing that it just took so long for her to say something. Of course, if problems occur, like, okay, you're figuring it out, but like communication always can help something be better.
Yeah, I feel like her communication was just like a little too late. Like you said, when you're spending all that money, even when I don't spend a lot of money, I expect like emails about where my package is, when it's gonna come, like if there's any changes. I feel like people would have been a lot more like, people still would have been mad, but a lot more like forgiving had they had known, like, hey y'all, we having a little issues. Y'all bought too much. Like make it like a thing. Like y'all love us so much that like this is like the volume is like we can't handle it. And people I think would have been a little bit more understanding.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I feel like number one, they've always had issues with like bad demand planning, because I feel like whenever I go to their website, like half the stuff is sold out anyways. But I feel like I have a drop of grace because like I was doing demand planning also, and like it is very hard to be accurate. However, I think that knowing you're gonna do a sale, knowing you honestly like knowing you don't have enough product, like you were ultimately selling more than you had, and now you got to go do whatever to get the rest of the product is what it seems like happened. I think like Amaya said, like communication needed to happen, especially because these people are spending that much money. If I bought a $500 dress and I don't get my dress for 5 months, I'm calling Chase so quick to handle it. I want my money back. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I say I've also been weary of pre-buying things because that's really common, even on like sites like Reformation or like Revolve. Like sometimes it'll say like this won't even be in for real stock until a month from now, so you might not get into a month. And I'm like, why would I do that when I could buy something that's like in stock right now? So I think people also need to like watch out for like the pre-buying stuff.
Yeah, I'm of the opinion that like, when I first started seeing all of the going back and forth, I don't know, I feel like maybe my TikTok algorithm might be, what's it called? It might be set up a certain way. And I feel like I've been seeing like some of the discourse on how she's not delivering her stuff and how everyone's waiting on their things. And I've been seeing that sporadically over the last couple of months. But I feel like over the last week, I've been getting a lot of big pieces about how, like, I feel like it's like a couple of different things. It's like a lot of you that are buying Hanifa aren't like the real fashion girls. The real fashion girls know that this like kind of stuff happens. You guys are being too harsh because it's like a black business. And I just feel like multiple things can be true because, yes, it's maybe a little bit easier to be critical of a black business, especially with a black business where like their face is so attached to the brand. So like, for example, when people were talking about boycotting Target, nobody's adding that CEO. Nobody can probably name the CEO of Target because it's like, it's a big brand. You kind of going after the brand. You might be tagging the brand like, hey, where's my stuff? But like, she is so attached to this brand, especially as like a small black owned business, that it's like, oh no, we're just going to reach out to you directly, and now it's your name that's getting dragged through, not particularly the business. But on the same like side of the coin, running a Black Friday sale and you don't have any things, that's kind of crazy. Like, why would you do that for things? So it's like, I get that you were like, okay, maybe there was like costs to recoup and XYZ, but I know a lot of brands that'll be like, this is a XYZ month pre-order. You will not get this stuff for another like 4 or 5 months. And it's like, if that's what you had to do, then like maybe that would have been a better way to go about it. But like just not saying anything and letting people guess where their stuff is, it feels kind of crazy. And like all the think pieces, like I'm talking like paragraphs of like things on Instagram and stuff like that. One of the girls, like verbatim, I hope she doesn't listen to this because sorry girl, I read this and thought this was insane. She was like, so you didn't get your dress. You got your dress a few months late. Boo hoo. So I was like,
yes, boo hoo, I'm crying.
I literally had to like go research the situation more because I'm like, am I missing something? Like what about it? What about this am I missing? Because no, if I ordered something that says going to be here by a couple or in this particular date and it's not even a couple of days late, we're talking months late. Yes, it is a boo-hoo. Where's my stuff? No.
Especially if I bought it for a function or for an event.
Yeah.
Where's my stuff?
Exactly.
Yeah, I was gonna say she definitely did not handle the situation well. And I'm also just like, of course, like Brie bring up a good point. She's very much like the face of the company. Like we could at her, like, which is great. I love when like people actually like want to, how do I say it? Want to like brand themselves as well as the company because like she has lots of interviews and she goes and just can just like do things on her own because how successful her company has been. But it's just like to me it's like who is your team? Like who's in charge of production? Who's in charge of customer service? Like of course all the blame is not on you because you have such a big company. You have a whole team of people who are working behind you to make sure these things are not happening. And
For sure.
like why are they like I just feel like does she just not have support? Because I think she mentioned too like she just had her second baby. And I'm just like, oh, I didn't feel like she was pregnant again. But it's like you having a baby has like it does not have anything to do with like the production of your company. But again, you're the CEO, you're the founder, you literally have a whole team set to just execute the things and you don't have to do it. You're really just supposed to be overhead, overlooking everything, making sure that everything's done correctly. So I'm just like, does she need to hire? Well, clearly she needs to hire new people. That is her team not big? Like, I guess I'm just confused on that part because, again, she's been in business for like 10 plus years. So I would think, she would have like a good team of people behind her. And I feel like Brooklyn said she always hasn't had like the best, like delivery service. And I think a couple years back, she has some issues too about people not getting their packages on time. So I'm like, if this is always a problem, then whenever it happened the first time, you should nip it in the bud and find some really good professional people to back your company. Also, when I was looking on the page today, she made I think she deleted it because she made like a swipe post of like just like text like why I'm pausing Hanifa production indefinitely, and then it was like maybe like 8 posts of like her explaining her process. I do apologize. It's definitely all on me and all on the company. You guys are mad and like that's valid. So I feel like okay, what she said was like at least she wasn't like, I don't give a fuck, like whatever y'all are saying, like whatever. So I was like, okay, you're in the wrong. Great.
Yeah.
But then when I went to her page and the company's page, it's not on there anymore. So I wonder if she deleted it, which is weird. But the last thing on the Hanifa page is a fucking like a promo video, like kind of like saying they're sorry. So it's like the girlies are in the warehouse, like packaging things and like labeling and putting clothes in bags. And they're and she's just like, yeah, like we've had some issues with production, but the visuals are like them like packaging everything. I'm just like, girls, this is stupid. Just don't post anything. Like the girlies are in the comments, like what? I'm like, you cannot make. I don't know. I just feel like that was like not a good move. It was just like, okay, keep your text post where you're like apologize, but you're like, come online and like show your face, and, like, or go live and like have like a full out apology, like people ask questions, blah 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 blah. But it's like you're trying to like take a BTS footage of like the work that you guys are doing to showcase, or I mean, and then do like a voiceover, like, "Oh, we're sorry, and we're gonna we're gonna do better." It's like, girl, you have 3 girls in that fucking warehouse packaging over 1,000 orders. Yes, that's why no one's getting their shit. Like, what?
I literally just pulled up the post, and the number of boxes is insane. No wonder you're stressed and don't know where stuff is going. There's not a square foot of this floor that does not have a box on it.
Oh my
What?
Yes.
gosh.
And it's also just like, why are you posting that? Like, did you think? I'm just like, what were
Yeah.
your intentions? You think we are gonna be like, oh, look at all those packages? Like, we're so sorry, girl. It was a Black Friday sale. Like, you knew you were gonna get so many
Yeah.
orders. Everything's on
Bombarded.
sale. Plus, yeah, exactly. And I feel like usually companies, when they do have a Black Friday sale, it's kind of more so like you're getting rid of your surplus. So
Mhm.
the fact that most of this was like a pre-order, and also I feel like that should have been on the website. And I think someone said it was on the website, and half the girlies were like, "I didn't see it," and half the girlies were like, "You didn't read." I'm like, I don't know what is true, because I feel like people are just like backing her up and just making things up,
Yeah.
which is great. Love that she has support, and I feel like I still support her. Companies fuck up all the time. It's just like how you move forward and how you can fix the situation. But I'm just like, this is all, it's kind of goofy. So
Yeah.
I'm curious what her next step will be. Like, of course, she's like a new mom. She's probably gonna like, she probably just take a couple months to like build a new team,
Mhm.
figure things out, stop doing pre-orders. Clearly, the girlies will sell your shit out, and like you guys said, her stuff is usually sold out. So it's like, if it makes more sense for you to order 1,000 items of like one outfit and just let it sell out, just do that. Like, do what works.
Yeah.
Because I'm also just like, I'm sure she lost a ton of money after all of this, because people are definitely reporting back to their banks. I don't know if she issued refunds, but I'm like, there's no way that sale was successful after all of this. And if she
No.
had all these production problems, I'm sure she had to
Mhm.
pay more on the back end to like rush things and like find, like, she probably had to find like a new supplier. Like, I don't know. And she was like saying things were stuck at customs. Cause I'm just like, girl, you should just lied and blamed it on the fucking tariffs and shit. To be honest, like,
No, I would have blamed Trump fast.
No,
Yeah.
right.
yes. Like, seriously, it would have been like, oh, well, y'all know like companies are closing left and right. The tariffs are crazy. My things are stuck in
Because
China.
it's true,
Like,
right?
Yeah.
just say that.
I also heard, and I don't know this to be true because I haven't like followed it super closely, but someone said that she was like issuing a lot of gift cards as like sorry, but like
I think I
where's
saw that.
where's my money?
Wait.
I want my refund. No, none of that.
Because, yeah, it's like, you're giving me a gift card, so I have to shop with you again and wait 5 more months? And you know how much is a
Right.
gift card, because is it a $500 gift card for one dress? It would have to be a good price on there. Do we feel like the critiques that she received online were fair?
I was gonna say, I think that yes, the points were valid. I don't think that she should be dragged as like a black business owner, because like usually it's a smaller team. Like there's a lot of pieces that will go into that. And especially like Rhea said, like her name is attached to that. So I think that there could definitely have been a line to like the critiques that she's getting and like the scale and all of that. But however, I know for me, if it were my money, I would be upset as well. So I would have my critiques as well if it were my money that was attached to it. So I think it's definitely like a growing opportunity, but I don't think like the business should be like doomed because of that. Yes, like Faith was saying, people are gonna make mistakes, especially as a black owned business. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that like everyone's concerns and like irritations were very valid to like what Brooklyn said. This isn't, I don't know, it's not like Pretty Little Thing where it's like, okay, even if they do lose this package, it's like 30-40 bucks or something like that. These are like hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of items. The one thing that I don't think is fair from the criticism that she was getting is that she was essentially saying, I don't remember if this was like in her post or in something else that I read, that like a lot of the complaints were going directly to social media. Like they weren't, like a lot of people were not even like reaching out on like the business side of like, hey, can you try to like rectify this for me, or hey, looking for my package. It was like, you know, I'm having this issue, and because it's not solved, I'm just going to go ahead and like blast it on social media right away kind of thing. And so I think that's where we kind of like cross the line of like, okay, are you like trying to tear this business down? Or are you like dogpiling because you like see a lot of conversation? Or do you like actually want this fixed? Or is it all the above? Like, I think that that's where it kind of crosses the line of like, okay, this is maybe a little too harsh because, like I said, like there's a lot of brands that people order from that like you don't even know the CEO to reach out to or like to at directly, and their names might not be getting like drag so heavily. And I don't know, I feel like you might at the store all day long, but like a lot of people wouldn't even think to do that for some of these like bigger corporations to go like find the CEO and at them.
Yeah, that's where I always struggle with like accountability per se when it comes to like these smaller brands, because it's like I was actually just doing some research on like how hard it is to be a black entrepreneur, because like some, what's it called? Who is that? Closed last year, beauty brand.
Oh, Amico.
Yes, Cole closed last year, and so I was doing some research into like why that happens, and black people don't get a lot of like funding. It's really hard to scale your business when anybody, but definitely like when you're black and a woman. So I have like empathy for that, but then it's also like if I ordered something and it didn't come, like I feel like I have a right to be upset about that. I do think people dogpiled on the internet. People on the internet, that's also it. The internet is the problem because people can say whatever and it just like blows up. I saw so much stuff about it, and then when she closed, then I saw a lot of how you were saying, Brie, like discourse about like y'all didn't bully this girl into closing her company. Like that's also crazy. But I'm also like, if I just had my second baby, I'd probably be over it too. Like y'all can have it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's like
y'all won.
have it. I'm
Y'all got what
done.
y'all-
Exactly. You got your little clothes, and I'm gonna keep it moving. So yeah, I think it's overall like pretty sad, but I understand like both sides.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel the same. I feel like, yes, people had the right to be mad and upset, but then kind of like what Bria was saying, well, I guess everyone was saying, like people were definitely dogpiling, but also I feel like people just kind of took it as opportunity to like go viral. So it's like, yes, one, you need to email and like go on the website and make your complaints first. And then usually if you don't get a response, then you start commenting like, "Hey, where's my package? Where's my package?" Because then usually when people get comments like that under their brand page, they start responding. They're like, "Oh, blah 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 blah." But like if that's your first time reaching out just to be visible to the world, I feel like that's rude, and it's just not smart because it's like they can respond online, but they're not going to DM you. They're just going to give you a typical response, or they would probably be like, "Well, send me your order number." Like you could just email them in the first place.
Right.
And then two, that's like so many people were just like, this is my moment to like for my videos to go viral. So I'm gonna like dog this girl and just like just like do whatever just so they could have like a little fame moment. So that's a part that I just didn't like. Like of course give your critiques, but also it's like if you have how do I say it? Like if everyone is already dogpiling her, what is your video gonna do? Like
yeah.
well, I'm here too. I also ordered. Girl, so did the other 10,000 people that ordered. So you're late. Like maybe I get like the first couple of people who are like trying to bring this to social media, but like at this point it's like now y'all are just like trying to be in the crowd of like now I want to make a complaint. So I saw one girl, she finally got her package and she was like, I hate everything. She was like, it doesn't fit me right, and like they're all kind of like extravagant pieces or kind of weird. But I was happy because the comments, they were like, girl, did you not see what you ordered? Like everything that you ordered fit and looked exactly what you were supposed to get. So for that video, I was just like, girl, you're just trying to talk shit just to be in the talk shit crowd.
On the hate train.
Exactly, but what you're saying doesn't even make sense. So I definitely get the critiques, but I feel like when people were just doing it like ill will, that was like that just doesn't make sense. And yeah, I do feel bad because I'm like, okay, yeah, she's like overwhelmed, had a baby, but also I think it's just like a lesson for her to learn. Like, okay, it's still like business is business. Like, it doesn't matter what's going on in your life. Unfortunately, when like people are spending money with you, like in the professional world, like people do not give a fuck. They're like, I want my thing. I paid for it. It still needs to be professional, black owned or not, women owned or not. So I feel like that's just the thing. It's like, and I feel like it's because she's like so popular within the black community. Because yeah, people were like, oh, like y'all are like dogging her and like bullying her. But I'm like, well, we do that to everybody. Like, no, people didn't shop at Target for years. People stopped going to Starbucks for years. Like, we're gonna dog who we want and bully who. Like, this is one thing. We all gonna come together and bully a company. But hopefully, it's like I'm sure it's like very hard on like her mental right now. But hopefully, I feel like she's gonna overcome and like maybe in the next couple of months or even next year, she's gonna come out with like some really cool marketing, a really cool plan, and like the girlies are still gonna fuck with her, so she'll be fine. We just started, what is it, Women's History Month, so I was thinking maybe we kind of do some shout outs to some women owned brands and businesses. So I kind of like did some, what am I trying to say? I can't talk today. I guess some categories, but I feel like if we just want to say like 3 or 4 brands, we just want to shout out, it can just be from any category. But I did say a luxury brand, clothing brand, beauty brand, restaurant, food, fitness studios, or a small business.
I just found out that there's this restaurant in Brooklyn called Kokomo, and I have gone there for my birthday before, and it was so fun, and the food was so good. And I didn't know it was. I knew it was a black owned like restaurant, or at least I was hoping and praying it was. But I didn't know it was a also a black woman owned restaurant because y'all know how they were doing the CEOs trying the food. And she was
Oh my
like,
god, that shit is so funny.
"It's taking me out." That's why he took that little bite of that burger.
You know what? I saw a thread on that, and someone was like, "Chances are that man is actually like probably vegan or something." The way that
Forcing
like
him to eat meat.
doing it for the
But my
video.
thing is, if he's vegan, or even if he like doesn't eat that, they could have just put something else inside the burger.
Right, like a veggie patty or
they could have faked it.
Or just like
Exactly.
have someone else do it.
No, literally. It didn't
No,
have to
like
be
you
him.
did not
It
have
didn't
to
have
do. Like
to.
we don't know you. We don't care. Like
No.
yeah.
I had no worries. But she like did that trend, and I love that she did that trend because her food is so good. For clothing brands, I really like Meji Meji. It's like an Afro-centered brand, and they had a pop-up in New York like a couple months ago, and that's how like I got introduced to the brand. And I would definitely buy something from them again. I got this like cute like jersey top, and it like fits super well, and it snatches me in. And then I also really like Kai Collective. They have like the like popular vest that you see, and it's got like her logo on it. But I also just really like the founder because I think she's like really cool. She's like a boss babe.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some of my faves.
I can go next. So a couple, I think topicals is like a gimme. And the thing is, it's like I like the products, but I just think that she's just very dope too. So I'm like very
She's
much
so
so
cool,
rooting
so
for
smart.
her. She's always like thinking of a new way to like roll out a product, and I think that it just shows a lot of intentionality that I appreciate. There's a skincare brand that I did not even know was black owned, but it's called Hyper, or maybe it's like Hyper C or something like that, but it's in an orange bottle. And I actually got put onto it because when I lived in New York, I would go to Heyday and get a facial sometimes, and the lady would be like, "Oh my gosh, you need this because like my hyperpigmentation is really bad." And I didn't know it was black owned until as of recently. I was just looking it up and saw that, so I thought that was cool. And then I know a lot of people have like mixed opinions on this brand, but I actually really like this brand, Honey Pot.
People don't like Honey Pot.
A lot of people have opinions on like the essential oils that they put in the pads and stuff.
Yeah,
I
it
don't
makes me
mind
nervous.
it.
I'm like, why do I want to burn? I don't get that part. I don't.
The tingles.
That's
like the
crazy.
tingles.
That's crazy.
It just doesn't
That's
seem
crazy.
normal. Like, why am I?
It doesn't seem normal.
Okay, wait, sorry, Bria, but like the first time
No.
it's not soothing. I literally feel
I
like
said, what is
I
going
have.
on?
Yes, I feel like I have to go to the doctor. Like, do I have an infection? Like, what the hell? But wait, side note: the first time I ever used it, I was at the gathering spot in Atlanta, and I needed like to use a pad or whatever, and they had them in the bathroom. So I'm like, oh great, and it was like a very nice bathroom, very luxury. Love the gathering spot. Shout out to them. I put it on, and I didn't know anything about it. I didn't even know it was the Honey Pot brand. So I put it on, and then I was working at the time. Immediately I'm tingling, and I'm just like, tell anyone. I think I ended up texting our group chat like, I found this pad. I'm starting to tingle, and then someone was like, "Oh, it's probably the Honey Pot." And I'm like, "Oh, this is what they do." I don't get what that's supposed to do for me, but
Yeah.
I do like the brand.
I ordered a pack off Amazon, and I ordered the non-essential oil ones on accident. I was like, damn, I gotta get rid of these. Like,
On accident.
let me hurry up and use these because I like the essential oil ones. But those are probably
I got the regular
mine.
kind.
Yeah, those are mine.
For me, okay, I was also gonna say topicals. 10 out of 10, love them. Brandon Blackwood and like the Telfar vibes, definitely. I think they made like great steps into like the luxury bag world. So love them. I feel like I've talked about this one before. Pattern. I love Pattern products through and through. And the hair products, I think that I use like their like blow dryer, like steamer, all that stuff. 10 out of 10. You can tell it was made for Black women by a Black woman. I feel like a lot of blow dryers and stuff aren't. So love them. And of course, I can't go an episode without talking about my favorite Black businesswoman, Fenty. Love her. Love Rihanna and everything she's doing. I love Fenty down, especially the lip glosses. I think they made a great step in getting other brands to fall into the making Black's makeup products. Those are my faves.
So I haven't been to this fitness studio yet, but I really want to go. It's actually in New York. It's called Trap House, and it was founded. Yes, it's founded by Wheezy What the Fuck, and she had two other founders. But I was just like looking into her idea process when she came up with the fitness studio. Do like Pilates classes and things of that nature. But she said she went to a Pilates class in New York, and she really liked it, and she was telling the fitness instructor like, oh, I love the class today, like I really wish I had like some trap music or something, because I just felt like, you go to Pilates classes, they're literally every Pilates class I've gone to the past couple months are playing that Tinashe like house kind of song mix, like no new boy, no new friends. I'm just like, why does every Pilates class have the same mix? Like they're playing that, maybe some Beyonce. Fucking I heard Sam Smith one day. I'm like, what are y'all playing? Like at this point I'm not even listening. I'm just like worried about my breath because the music is not great. But yeah, I thought it was crazy. She told the fitness instructor like, yeah, I love to hear trap, and the lady was like, I would never play that here. And she's like, oh, okay. So she's like, well, I got money. I'm going to open up my own the fitness studio.
I love that. I didn't know that was why she opened it.
Yeah, so it's called Trap House because she wanted to combine trap music and house music, which I think is good because house music is like kind of like uplifting and like, give you some energy while you're working out. So I want to check it out. It looks like very like, a nice like luxury studio, kind of clean, a little bit more elevated. And I feel like that just makes me feel like a rich bitch when I leave my workout. I'm like, I worked out and I feel like I got money. Thank you. And then what was the other? I really love Top Gold. I never tried her products, but I just think she's just like a genius because I know like she went to school to like, I can't remember specifically, like not to be a doctor, but something in the medical field, and that was like actually part of her project was to like figure out like hyperpigmentation and everything. But then she was like, oh, I can just make this my own brand, and then just like the way she markets. And I think also just the way she brands herself, like again, she's kind of like the face of the business. Like we can like at her and find her page. But I feel like when she was like, okay, I make great products. Okay, cool. Now I'm going to be a creative director and like do some really great storytelling for like different cultures and like just really showcasing like different people across the world, how we all have like, the same, what's the word? Like the same facial problems essentially.
Okay, so we put you on to some Black women-owned businesses, but what are you guys putting down this week?
I'm putting negative energy out onto the internet. I went through a phase where I would leave reviews to places and it wasn't right. I wouldn't like dog.
Now you're talking to yourself.
I really am. Sometimes I'd be like, I'm about to leave a review. That's my Karen moment. I'm about to leave a review. They gotta hear. I actually recently left a review, but they deserved it.
I leave reviews too. Yeah. I'm quick to send an email.
Quick, because
what?
My hard-earned cash. But I think we have to balance that with positive energy because they say, I don't know what the like numbers are, but you're obviously more likely, not obviously, but you're more likely to leave a bad review than a positive review. Mm-hmm. So for every negative review that you put out there, leave a positive one.
That's a good rule of thumb.
Or just not at all.
Yeah. Because I feel like I do feel bad when I leave a negative review, but clearly if the experience was so bad to the point where I'm getting on my phone and trying to warn other people, then I feel like they deserve that review.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna put down getting your nails done because last time I got my nails done, I feel like we talked about getting like our nails done like one of the first episodes, and that was stupid. But then the last time I got my nails done was horrible. Talking about reviews, that's probably the last review I left, and it was lengthy because this is crazy. But like super short, I went to get a fill-in, but I was just like getting like acrylic overlay, whatever it's called, like on my regular nails. So they just usually like, take the acrylic off, file them down, and like put the acrylic back on. Very easy. I wasn't getting no design this time. I'm just like, I just pick a regular color. And it was horrible. Mind you, it wasn't like one of the places I typically go to. And it was like some old man. I just don't know if like he had an off day or he was too old to be doing nails. Like he needs to be kicked off their roster. Like seriously, because he did everything, took them off, and it was just down to the filing. My nails are actually pretty long at the time, but I still want them cut down because I know they're gonna grow. And I was like, they were already the shape they should have been. So I was like, just cut them down and like make them. I think I was saying round. And as he kept filing, he was making them square. And I'm like, no, I want round. And I said like 3 times. But you can only file so much. So it got that to the point where it was like I had no nail left because he kept filing it and filing it. So I would be like, hey, no, I want round. I'm like, round. And then I asked about 3 times, and it got to a point where I was like, can I talk to someone else because you're not getting it and you're filing it down so low that like I have no nail left. Like even if I can't even get round now. Like it has to be square because there's no nail. And I was really annoyed because there was a young guy sitting next to him, and I know he was just like on his phone, like someone that works there. And I know he could hear me complaining. I'm like, can you speak up and like tell your grandpa that he needs to like reevaluate? So then I asked, I was like, can I get someone else to help? And I remember he was like, no. And I was just like, okay. So then some girl walked past and he was like, hold on, like, what is this girl trying to tell me to do? And I was telling her, like, yes, like, I've been trying to tell him for the past 20 minutes I want round. And now he can't even do round because I have it's fucking no nail bed left. And I was getting so fed up, and I was just like, I'm just gonna leave. So I literally just left, and of course they still made me like pay like $20, which I'm just like, whatever. Like he took everything off and like didn't even finish the manicure, but I'm like, I left with my nails not done, and that was a couple months ago. But I say I'm putting down getting your nails done because I have bought some press-ons from like Marshalls a couple weeks back, and I wore them for my photo shoot, and they were so cute, so easy to put on, and so easy to take off. And I was just like, why do I need to ever get my nails done ever again when I can just find the cutest little press-on nails and put them on and pop them off? And that's just gonna be my life because I'm tired of these nails.
That's a good one.
Well, mine is on the same realm of Black-owned businesses. My put that down is like there being a Black-owned business, but then it being bought by somebody non-Black and them like making slight adjustments, like a formula or X, Y, and Z. Big example is like Miel, for example. God, I don't even know who bought them, whatever, but they changed their hair products just slightly, and it wasn't the same product because people who were like OGs with them knew that there was a difference. And so things like that. Can Black-owned brands be by and for Black people?
That's a good one. That made me think of the tenderism guy. He apparently just spun himself off.
His story is actually crazy. Like, it was a coffee shop or something, and because he was such a good cook, it turned into a barbecue restaurant because of this man, and then you're not even paying him well. Like, no.
Yeah. No, I guess he spun himself off, and I'm like, dang, that's really crazy. That white man's restaurant would be nothing without this man, and now you don't have him at all.
Yeah.
I'm putting down this week. I feel like this is dramatic, but I'll explain. I'm putting down my sweet tooth because I saw a TikTok the other day about like how much added sugar we consume in a day. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm like, now at this point, I'm like low key paranoid. I'm like, I feel like I need to go to the doctor. I feel like at this point, I have to have pre-diabetes or something. Like the amount of like sugar I'm consuming on like a daily basis is insane. And like, even like starting with like my matcha and stuff like that, it's like, all right, well, that's just like your whole allowance right there. And then God forbid you have a sweet tooth with actual like dessert and something like that too. And then like if you're drinking like coffee throughout the day, all type of stuff. So I just am trying to be more mindful of like my sugar intake because I've always heard like the conversation about like, oh, you can be addicted to sugar. It's like some type of drug or something like that. But like, no, I think I'm actually struggling. So I need to like take a step back because it's getting ridiculous. That's what I'm putting down.
So for Lent, I was supposed to give up like, I wouldn't even say like sugar, but I was more so like, candy and like, a sweet treat after like dinner or whatever. Cause like I love me some candy. I love me a little piece of cake or something. and I have not. Lent has been a couple weeks now. I ate a piece of candy today. Like I completely was just like I can't do it. I feel like it just calms me down. It's like my stress relief. I'm like,
No,
that
yeah.
is what I'm addicted to. I'm addicted to like I just need one little piece of candy. I'm upset and I'm gonna feel better. Like I've even convinced myself like, oh, my stomach hurts. I just need a little bit of sugar and that will make me feel better. Like that's insane. So
No,
I
actually
too am
though.
working on putting down, giving my sweet tooth a rest because it is a little scary, especially
Yeah.
like people who don't eat sweets. Like you're around them, I'm like, you don't have a sweet tooth. Like I'm like, oh, I
You don't
must
want
eat a
you don't
lot
want
of
us for
sweets
the
because I
dessert?
all yes. So it makes me feel like, oh, I think I do have a problem because people don't have
No,
this issue.
I actually have a problem because agree. But all right, well, I think that wraps up this week's episode. Make sure you leave us a 5-star review wherever you listen to the podcast. You can submit any listener questions or connect with us at theheysisterpod@gmail.com. Or you can connect with us on social media at the Hey Sister Pod on Instagram, TikTok, or YouTube as well. And with that, we will see you guys next week. Thank you so much for listening. Bye, sisters.
Bye,
Hey,
sisters.
Bye,
sisters.
sister.